Okay, this is just going to show you how this 100 Science Lab experiment kit comes packaged, what you're going to get for your money, show you exactly what's in the box. I haven't opened it yet, so you'll see for the first time with me what's inside this box. I mean, packaging, it seems like a very generic kind of, I guess, see a lot of these kind of packages. It's from a brand called UNGLINGA maybe, and it's advertised as a STEM product. It has this STEAM logo on the bottom. It's the second time I've seen this. Science, technology, engineering, maths, but also arts, which I'm not sure this qualifies as. But anyway, that's as it is, okay? That's what the packaging you get. Let's open it up and see what's inside. Okay, it is retailing at £30 at the moment. So what you get is a couple of plastic pipettes. Let's see. A selection of... Let's just see what's in here. It's difficult to know. I don't know if I'm going to be able to open up all of these things, but let's have a look at this first box to see the kind of things that you're being sent. You're being given. So there's a little mould for a dolphin and a star. That is an effervescence tablet. Basically, what you're being given, calcium chloride. Okay, calcium chloride. Or chalk. We've got some it looks like dried flour, colour changing flowers, another effervescent tablet. Lots of little dyes. Lodophore. There we go, another one that's unlabelled. It's not best practice to leave your bottles unlabelled, but there you go. I'm sure in the instructions it'll explain to me exactly what these are. Sodium alginate, okay. So actually, there's a fair amount in here. This is, there's a lot in there. Magic sand, that's less specific. Let's have a look and see what else we've got. We've got a plastic funnel, a little plastic volcano. That looks like the kind of material bath bombs are made of. It's got this stuck to it, whatever that is. So actually, there's a fair amount in there. Oh, that's a very token gesture that these science goggles aren't going to do a lot to protect your eyes, but they will make you feel a bit more like a scientist. Okay. Some measuring spoons. And I'm not going to unpack all that, but you can see in there that there's a load of kind of like, there's test tubes, there's a test tube rack, there's a few of these here which are citric acid, baking soda. So it appears to me to be something like, oh, look at this experiment manual. Basically a lot of kind of experiments that you could gather the materials together yourself, and you might be able to do it more cheaply, but for all of the stuff and for it all to be gathered for you and all to be in the pre-prepared kind of amounts, I think that's what you're paying your £30 for. Okay, and actually there is a lot here. Wow, that's a lot of experiments. I expected this to be in perhaps a couple of different languages. It's entirely English and it's really nicely written out. So all in all, this I think is a decent amount for your money. It's obviously, when you are buying science experiments, one of the things you're paying for is for everything to be put together in one place and sorted out for you, for the experiments to be gathered around. You could do all this cheaper by looking online, looking on the internet, getting yourself a science experiment or a list of science experiments, finding all the stuff, sourcing all the stuff. If you've got baking soda or any of these other things, you can find them yourselves. But this basically gives the children perhaps the independence to say, okay, I've got this, so I can do an experiment, and you can perhaps just oversee it instead of having to get everything together. It looks pretty clear what you need. If you want to, you can have extra materials, but is that looks like the extra materials might be compulsory as opposed to optional. However, I mean, most of the extra materials here are things like this A4 paper, cotton swabs, paper towels and water. It's perfectly reasonable not to include paper towels or water in this package. Extra materials, water, small dish. So yeah, so I would say first impressions are very strong. Obviously, once we have a go at these, I can write in the written review exactly what it's like to actually make the experiments and whether or not they work and whether or not the children have fun. However, first impressions, not bad at all.
Many pages detailing each experiment that you can try with the kit provided. The only consideration that we weren't aware of is there are extra materials required for some of the experiments. Like, for example, this one, you would need apple and you would need a fruit knife. For the one on this page, you would need a lemon, you would need white paper. On this one, orange or lemon peels. Again, in addition to what is supplied with the kit. What is interesting though is each experiment typically runs on one page at a time and explains not only the steps required to complete the experiment, but also the scientific principles that apply to explain how the experiment will work. Overall, with the manual and the kit provided, it would ought to be critical over its contents, except adult supervision will be needed to explain some of these scientific principles, and I would suggest that it's more suited for an older child than one of a younger age.